Have you ever noticed how some people, especially women, always seem to have their lives a little more together? Their homes feel calm. Their mornings have rhythm. And they're not running around looking for their glasses, at least not every day. Now here's the good news. You don't need a new planner, a color-coded closet, or military-grade discipline to feel more in control. What you need might just be 7 surprisingly small habits. And today, I want to walk you through them. We're going to talk about little things. Easy things. Things that don't take a lot of time or energy, but somehow make your whole day feel better. And here's the thing, these habits aren't just about being tidy or productive. They're about building peace.
Comfort. A sense of safety in your own space.
Especially if you live alone, like many older adults do. Let's take a look at what those habits really are, and why they matter more than most people think. Let's start with a simple one.
Making the bed.
Yes, I said it. I know. Some folks say, why bother?
Nobody is coming over.
Or, it's just going to get messed up again tonight. And technically, that's true. But stay with me.
When you wake up in the morning, your brain is still easing into the day.
Your cortisol levels, those stress hormones, are naturally higher in the morning. And guess what helps calm your nervous system? Order. Predictability. A tiny, gentle sense of accomplishment. Making your bed isn't about impressing anyone. It's about sending a message to your own mind. The day has begun, and I'm starting it with care.
Even if everything else feel a little uncertain, I will do one key thing for myself before breakfast.
Now, I met a woman named Louise, 76 years old, lives by herself in Michigan. For years she didn't bother with the bed. But when her doctor suggested simple routines to reduce her anxiety, she tried it. Took her 3 minutes. And she told me this, that made bed became my anchor. It was the one part of my house that wasn't yelling at me. Her words, not mine. So no, it's not just about blankets and pillows. It's about how you start your day. With dignity. With structure. With a little softness. Now let's talk about the sink. If the kitchen is the heart of the home, the sink is its heartbeat. And I say that as someone who has absolutely walked into the kitchen, looked at a pile of dishes, and walked right back out again. But here's the truth. A messy sink doesn't just create clutter, it creates cognitive load. That's the mental weight you carry around all day without realizing it. Your brain keeps track of unfinished tasks, and that sink? It's shouting at your brain every time you walk by. Now I'm not saying you need to scrub everything until it sparkles. But rinsing that last cup, stacking the dishes neatly, maybe wiping the counter once, that's enough to flip the switch. You go from overwhelmed to I've got this. I once visited a retired nurse named Eileen. Her eyesight wasn't what it used to be, and she had some arthritis in her hands. But every night before bed, she made sure that sink was empty.
Not perfect, juste entier.
She said, it's like tucking my kitchen in for the night.
Beautiful, isn't it?
All right.
Habit number 3.
Handle it now, not later. This one's sneaky, because the things we delay don't seem big.
A magazine on the couche.
A scarf on the chair.
The vitamin bottle left open.
But all those tiny unfinished moments, they stack up like laundry. And they weigh you down. Here's what happens in the brain. Every time you postpone a task, your brain logs it as incomplete. Multiply that by 15 small things around the house, and your brain feels like you're always behind, even if you've done a lot. But the opposite is also true. Every small thing you complete, putting the keys back in their spot, wiping a crumb, closing that drawer, sends a dopamine hit.
A little ding of satisfaction.
I met Harold, a widower who started feeling overwhelmed after his wife passed. He said the house just didn't feel like his. His solution? One rule. If it takes less than 1 minute, do it now. That habit helped him reclaim not just his space, but his sense of confidence in it. The next habit is a quiet one, but powerful. Choose what you see. Now that might sound odd.
You live in your room.
You see all of it, right? But the truth is, your brain responds more to what's visible than what's hidden away. Too many things in sight, even if they're not technically messy, create what's called visual clutter.
It's like noise for your eyes.
And the older we get, the harder it becomes to filter that noise out. There's actually research on this. Studies show that people feel more anxious and less able to concentrate in rooms with lots of visible objects. So what does that mean for us? It means maybe the kitchen counter doesn't need to display every appliance you own. Maybe the nightstand is just for a lamp and a book you're reading, not 6 water bottles and last week's receipts. I once helped a neighbor, Doris, reorganize her living room. All we did was clear 2 surfaces and put away a few decorative things she didn't even like anymore. That evening, she called me and said, "I didn't know my brain had been holding its breath." Sometimes peace is just about giving your eyes a little room to rest.
Let's keep going.
Here's one that brings a little poetry to the end of the day.
Say good night to your home. Sounds silly?
Maybe. But think about it. We get ready for bed. We brush our teeth. Maybe take our medications.
We dim the lights.
But what about the space we live in all day? Taking 5 minutes in the evening, just 5, to walk through your home and close out the day can make a surprising difference. Straighten the cushions.
Turn off the lights with intention. Wipe the little smudge off the fridge handle.
You're not cleaning.
You're closing a chapter. Ion se met à women named Judy. Her husband used to lock all the doors at night and say, "All right house, you've done enough."
After he passed, she started saying it herself.
Every night.
Out loud.
All right house, you've done enough.
And you know what? It made her feel safe. Not alone. There's a beautiful psychology behind this. That little ritual tells your brain, the day is done, and you are held. Your home is not just shelter, it's a place of rhythm. Let me share 2 more small habits. Little extras that bring a lot of heart. The first is this.
Make yourself a basket of blessing.
It doesn't have to be fancy. Just a small box or tray or shelf. And in it, you place things that remind you of joy.
A seashell.
A photo.
A birthday card. A ticket stub from a concert 30 years ago.
When you feel low, or even just a little dull, you go sit by it. Hold something in your hands.
Let it take you back.
There's strong evidence that tactile memory, touching something connected to a good moment, can lower blood pressure and slow the heart rate. It brings your nervous system back to a safe place. So make a space for that. For no reason other than joy. And finally, let fresh air in. Even just 5 minutes a day. Open a window, even a crack.
Let the breeze carry the stale thoughts out. Let the birds and the light and the breeze come in.
Fresh air doesn't just oxygenate your lungs, it shifts your perspective. And it tells your body, this moment is new. This day is yours. Now I know these habits don't seem dramatic. And that's the point. Small things, done often, shape the way we feel in our own lives. And when you live alone, those small things become lifelines. They become a kind of quiet companionship.
So here's my gentle question to you.
Which one of these habits speaks to you the most? Maybe it's the basket, or the bed, or the sink. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What's one small thing that brings you peace in your home? And if you found something useful in this video, I'd be grateful if you hit that like button. Maybe even subscribe, so we can keep walking through these little life skills together. One quiet habit at a time.
You're doing better than you think.
And you deserve a home that makes you feel that, every single day.